volume going all the way back here before it even started having the huge outsized moves, basically tapered off to that day almost identically. It bottomed out in volume, and when the volume bottoms out and dries up, that's when you see the explosive move. And that was the call on that day, to look for that breakthrough $10. Of course, we are watching Rosetta Genomics today, looking for that beautiful break of 1445, yesterday's overhead resistance, and we did have that nice little breakout today, and it was a great stock. Of course, with Rosetta Genomics, you do want to watch potential comp plays, and these comp plays are obviously, for people new here, we talk about comp plays, stocks that can potentially trade within sympathy of this name. So two of these stocks to watch are Genetic Technologies, which is GENE, and Complete Genomics, Gary, Nancy, Oscar, Mary. So it was a beautiful breakout there through $10 with some good conviction there by a lot of you. You guys make me so proud sometimes as I see you guys just murder these names alongside with us here in Shine's Room. And then, of course, last but not least, you got to look at a name like Ameren and just knowing where that overhead resistance was. And what I'm going to do in a name like Ameren right here is I'm going to bring up this chart, and I'm going to show you the day high right there of 13 and a quarter. Now, when we're looking for the breakout of 1285 and you had that beautiful trigger push forward to the upside when it ripped through 13, you had that beautiful trigger, we were looking at 1324 as our first target for Ameren. Ameren then shoots up, hits 13 and a quarter, blips it by a penny, and then just digests. These are live things we talk about on an everyday basis happening in front of our faces. Is that to say that Ameren won't come back up and retest those levels? Of course it doesn't mean that. Anything can happen here, but what it does do is it gives you the opportunity to have at least potential first targets in mind, and that's going to really help your time frame. If you want to buy this stock at $10 and the daily chart is showing you that it could potentially get to $10.30, no, that's your time frame. If you're looking for a stock to get from, generally speaking, from $10 to $17, in this case Rosetta Genomics with a very low float, you might need to extend that time frame further. In this case, obviously, the exact opposite happened. But when looking at stocks like Ameren and just knowing those levels and knowing the breakouts, there was tons of opportunity in a name like this for the short-term traders and the longer-term traders alike. So it was just a phenomenal move. You should know where you really stand in this market and where you're technically strongest. When I see a name like Rosetta Genomics, it's funny. It's funny because you look at that name and you'd be surprised how many traders are just churning around in this name, just buying it as it's making highs, getting chopped around. And you know how we feel here in Shine's Room about churning. You try to always avoid churning, as that does unfortunately bring up, how does one make money here in the market, of course. And then you have, Shatner already given us the tooth. And basically, the way you want to take advantage of some of these names is you have to understand the time frame. You cannot say that because you were in a 5-minute trade of Rosetta Genomics and you made 30 cents, you can't say, damn, I should have held it for another 2 days because I would have made $7. You can't beat yourself up like that. You must define your time frame, not after you slap on the trade. You're supposed to define your time frame before you slap on the trade. And if you could get some conviction between Pepe's levels, 8-Ball, Mikey B, Goldman Who, so many people who help and contribute to make this project go, This is the most rawest, purest day trading pit of traders you'll ever see in your life. We're there with all the same goal, to make money with actionable ideas in this market. And of course, there's no better place to be than to be here at Shine's Room, where we're always looking for these actionable ideas. And I hope you guys have been capitalizing in these markets. I hope you guys have been making at least curbing risk, trying to find better trades through a lot of this up and down movement and up and down volatility here in the markets. And I hope you guys are better able to navigate those stormy waters, if you will. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful